Hello there and good morning from my apartment complex. So I decided to start the video outside today. I'm casually sitting on this bench right over by the dog park and I'm looking at the lake in front of me. The fountains have started early today, which is kind of interesting because they shut them off for a stint of time and then they turned them back on, but it wasn't until late in the day, and now for whatever reason they started up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, which I don't mind it. I actually really enjoy kind of the static audio that the fountains provide kind of around the complex. So I'm outside about to go rollerblading just because I woke up really early this morning for whatever reason, and it's very comfortable and it's really not busy at all outside normally because everybody's in their self-isolation. It gets really busy around the apartment complex, but right now there is just nobody walking around at all. There's nobody in the dog park behind me and the weather is just phenomenal right now, so why not start the day outside, right? I'm still trying to get used to my new hair color here, even though it's not really that obvious, which I guess is a good thing. That was kind of the point. I don't think I wanted to have the most obnoxious red Ronald McDonald hair situation going on, but I think it looks pretty good, at least for right now, and in the overcast kind of lighting that I'm getting here. So I've been kind of debating talking about a couple things recently, in the sense of I want to try to remain positive on this channel and not be as sensationalist as a lot of people are probably being during this time period of this self-isolation of COVID-19, the coronavirus and whatnot. But then at the same time, the point of doing these apartment vlogs, I suppose, are not to just show the same repetitive stuff over and over again, or just try to put something up on the internet, because that's not really the point, I don't think. Because I don't do this for financial purposes or anything like that. I do it to kind of document what's going on in my life, and this is a monumental thing going on in my life right now. And so just to talk about what I think about right now and the future, I guess, is something I'd like to touch on just a little bit. Now I acknowledge that I could potentially introduce a bit of a can of worms situation just to kind of bring up this conversation, but I do want to talk about it. So I was one of the people that went to the theme parks on the final day of operations, those final few days after they announced that the parks were going to be closing. I did go to the theme parks to do a few activities, but I don't necessarily regret it, because I did take very specific considerations into account that maybe people that don't watch this are fully aware of, in the sense of I know my personal living situation. I went to these theme parks with a very specific goal to be achieved, and the self-isolation, quarantine, exposure situation that followed those trips was very calculated and thought out, even though it doesn't seem like it right now. I'm rollerblading over these cobblestones, which I'm gonna fall over. Give me a second. All right, we're good. I made it over to the other side, but I don't really need to lament about my pride of ignorance or my questionable decision making, or really belabor those, because from what I've gathered from the internet, through YouTube comments or Twitter threads, those aren't really opinions that are going to change, because this is a very divisive time period right now, and it's dangerous to be cocky and dismissive, and then it's also dangerous to be informed and educated, in the sense of no one will agree on how to move forward, which is really what I wanted to talk about, which is just what's going to happen from here on out. How different are things going to be? I'm not a decision maker in any of those aspects, in terms of when the economy will reopen or when we'll be able to go back to the theme parks or various businesses. And I love the theme parks, but I don't need to be there. It's not my incessant need to be there to film it for the internet to get the views and the ad revenue. It's just, that's not the kind of thing that I do. I like to be there for the sake of being there, but then I will only make that decision if it's been fully thought out. And it's even odd to me that I even have to go into that foresight, I suppose, because I don't want every single video to have this disclaimer where it's, oh look, I'm within 6 feet of everybody around me, I have my PPE, I have my mask, I have my hand sanitizer, I'm only going on a walk, that's allowed, those are the rules. Not that those disclaimers aren't necessary and appreciated, but I would like to hope that somebody watching this could assume that there's a bit of an overarching disclaimer during this entire time period in the sense of social distancing practicing and stay-in ordinances and other precautions are always followed, even when it doesn't seem like it in videos. When everything does reopen and the economy slowly starts to recover a little bit in the sense of businesses opening back up and even the theme parks opening back up, that decisions will not be made out of rash or impulsive ignorance. And that is something that I don't think I need to say, because it's something that I kind of thought was obvious, but it may not be. I'm not a person that needs to be at Magic Kingdom on rope drop the day that it opens back up, but in the same sense, there is a tolerance that needs to be built during this time. Everybody cannot just stay inside for 3 months or more or less and not expect to come out into something very different. And I'm not saying that exposure needs to happen or anything like that, but I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm back over on the bench, by the way, by the dog park, because I'm rambling at this point, but it's kind of freeing to be able to talk about it, I suppose, in the beginning of this apartment vlog. Gonna go upstairs in just a second to make some breakfast. But I don't know, I think nobody really knows what we're doing, and everybody just wants to be loud and informed and correct, and there's no real one correct answer right now, so we're all just doing our best, I'd like to assume. But okay, gonna stop rambling, gonna go back up inside and make some breakfast. And there it is. This is the breakfast that I ended up making. Have some mango there, some waffles with strawberry, some pepper crusted bacon, I'm pretty sure, and then some scrambled eggs. And I think I came back up inside just in time because the weather is rolling in right now. You can hear the thunder kind of off in the distance. I even have to turn on the lights outside because it's getting super like dark. Here's another look at the plants and their status. I feel kind of obligated to show this off. Not really a lot going on here, and maybe I should transfer these to like bigger pots potentially, especially the sunflowers, but maybe that's a project for a different day. Right now, my biggest project is gonna be eating this. Oh my god, there was some lightning in the distance. That was cool. And there's the thunder. Hi guys.
Hi.
I was talking to the cats, but hi Brennan. You're awake now.
I am.
Good to see you. So here's Farley. He was sick a couple days ago, but he's feeling a lot better. He's sneezing a lot less, and Calvin is just still doing his thing. He's doing okay. So good morning, Brennan. You did not hear my morning monologue this morning about the current vibes that I wanted to address, I guess, during this time of uncertainty and this unprecedented situation that everybody's dealing with currently. But what I wanted to ask you is, what have you been doing? Ooh, there was some more thunder. It is just gross outside. What have you been doing, I guess, to keep busy, to stay sane during this time? Because me, I am making videos. I've been trying to do different kinds of creative videos, and then just doing these apartment videos as well, and just intersplicing those with each other, and just coming up with those ideas, and then filming them and editing them. That gives me something to do, and it takes me through the week, I guess. But what have you been doing?
Wow, you just redirected that back to yourself. I was like waiting to answer the question.
I'm sorry. What have you been doing?
Well, luckily work is still keeping me busy. Like, I'm still working, so you know, I'll still have, you know, some like conference calls that I need to do, or like meetings that I need to do, and I don't know, I just have to like write up documents every now and then. I'm just saying all these like vague office words, but like that's keeping me busy. But most importantly,
yeah, what are you doing right now?
I recently got back into The Sims. I was like obsessed with The Sims in like middle school and high school. Like, I could just play The Sims on my computer for hours.
That was RuneScape for me.
And I was like, let's bring it back, yo!
So she bought The Sims and she's been playing that like non-stop.
Yeah.
Are you having fun though?
I am. I just like, I don't know. I've been dying to play The Sims for, I don't even know how long, like the longest time.
Also, you used to rollerblade a lot as a kid, and now we've been doing that a lot, so you're just kind of reliving your childhood, right?
Oh, wow, I am.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. Did I interrupt you? Was there anything else you were trying to say there?
I'm baking too.
Okay,
I did that a lot as a child. So I don't know, I guess I am reverting back to my childhood days. I guess I'm doing everything that I did over like summer break. Like when I like that in-between phase where you're too young to have a job, but you're like too old to go to summer camp, so you just kind of like stay home and keep yourself occupied while your parents are at work. Like, I'm just doing all that crap again.
I mean, it's fun. Here's a little, what would you call this? This is what I'm gonna be doing next. It's a hint.
It's like poster board.
Got some poster board, and that's a project that I'm gonna be working on probably a little bit today for another video in the future. So that'll be exciting. As far as today, don't really know what we're going to do.
We wanted to wait for like the sun to come out so we could kind of show off our hair a little bit. Like,
yes.
You can't tell anything that I did to my hair. Obviously I buried like naturally dark brunette hair anyway, so I know dyeing it blue was not going to make it a vibrant blue. I knew that going into it.
Yeah.
It's more of like a sheen in the light, which is kind of nice, and like eventually it'll lighten, but if anything, I just dyed my hair dark like I was going to anyways.
Just why not? But now it has like a nice little tint of blue, which it does look like it's lightening up like a little bit outside, so we'll probably go outside in a bit.
Calvin,
something that I want to do, yeah, look at this. Calvin's just sitting at the computer. I think I want to take Calvin outside for the first time on a little walk. That sounds like it could be a lot of fun. Put the in a little bit, like a while, maybe, once it like actually clears up a little bit. But yeah, I used to walk Farley a lot with his like leash, and I want to put it on Calvin and take him outside for his first time, just walking around in the grass, see what he thinks about it. So the weather is finally deciding to lighten up a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit sunny, which is awesome. Brennan made lunch. So yeah, we fast forwarded to lunch a little bit. We've just been kind of sitting here. I've been editing. Brennan's been playing The Sims. And look at this delicious cheesesteak sandwich that Brennan made with some beef and some ranch mayonnaise and cheddar cheese. And then we're also going to enjoy these Cheez-Its here, which are my favorite version here, the cheese pizza Cheez-Its. And then I think after this we are going to go outside and try to walk Calvin, and I'll see how that turns out. Hi.
Hi.
So, look who's outside.
Oh no.
He's really, really nervous right now.
He's nervous.
I'm gonna take him over here amongst the trees. All right, ready, Calvin? Don't run away.
Little Calvin.
Look at him. He's slinking around the grass. Calvin.
He is overwhelmed.
So this is Calvin's first time outside other than going to the vet for little booster shots a couple times since we adopted him back in December.
And even then he was in a little carrier. So this is like Calvin's first time like touching the elements.
It reminds me so much of Farley when I took him outside for the first time. Like, Farley was so nervous. Where are you going, little buddy? Uh-oh.
What?
He's hopping out of his,
Oh no!
Calvin.
You think it's time to bring him inside?
You think so?
He doesn't seem to like it. I don't want to make him uncomfortable, you know?
I don't think he doesn't like it. I just think he's just really overstimulated.
Like, yeah, and overwhelmed.
Because, I don't know. He does like outside as much as he goes up on our balcony and just like stares around at everything. And
is this too much of a good thing, Calvin?
probably.
Oh.
I'm letting him explore the grass just a little bit. Just to get a little feel for it. Oh, he's laying down. He's nibbling on it just a little bit. He's definitely really overwhelmed, but I think that he really enjoys it. At least I hope so. You're doing so good, Calvin. He's just staring at everything. Look how small he looks. Okay, let's take him back inside. So we're back inside. I tried to put the little harness on Farley to try to take him downstairs too for his little turn in the grass. But he is like 45 pounds of just muscle and fat, so he was not interested whatsoever. But I am going to go ahead and reward Calvin's good behavior with some wet food. They love this. They start just singing to me whenever they smell it and see it. Oh man. So I give them some wet food, and plus they've just been very good recently and very tolerable of us in the house. Okay. You ready for this? You guys ready? Calvin. There you go. And I want to put this little cone here, so people know that kitties are
Shouldn't
eating.
you put it in front of them?
I guess so.
Kitties are eating.
Kitties are eating. Be careful. So I originally got this tiny little cone because Farley has hairballs quite frequently, and I wanted to get it to kind of have a little caution cone if he ever has a little hairball on the carpet. So what I think we're actually going to be doing next is we're going to have a conference call with our friends Jorge and Kelly, which we've not seen them in kind of a long time, and just to be able to catch up with them a little bit and just kind of see how they're doing, that's very exciting for us. I'm also trying to like get better lighting here with my new hair situation, because I keep just wanting it to look just more auburn, which this camera really does not do it that much of a justice, I guess, because like out in the sun, like it looks more auburn, but it really doesn't look like it on camera. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll get like more auburn as time goes by. But time to go talk to Jorge and Kelly. So here we are with Jorge and Kelly. Hi guys.
Hey guys, how's it going?
There's baby Daniel behind you. He's your beautiful background.
With some eggs in his mouth.
Background ever.
You guys are hanging out over in around St. Petersburg, right? You hunkering down okay?
Yeah, we're doing good. Just hanging out and taking care of a baby, so it's not that different when you have a little kid.
Yeah.
Quarantine life is basically every day.
Oh, I meant to
Sounds
mention
like
something earlier. I just thought I likened going to the grocery store to like a game of Pac-Man, you know?
Uh-huh.
You see people coming at you, you're like, oh, no, turn around.
And you also have to collect your groceries too, so it makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. You gotta go back to that spot. You can't not go there.
I like
You
that.
just gotta avoid
Laugh
the
around,
ghosts.
avoid the ghosties.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it was really cool to talk to you guys.
yeah,
It was
super
great
fun.
talking to
Stay
you guys.
safe and have fun.
You guys too. Love you guys.
Bye, love you.
Hi, Calvin. Do you enjoy going outside? Are you still stressed out a little bit? I know I would be. He's hanging out in his little bed that we got him for Christmas, and his little blanket. He actually came home with this blanket when we brought him home from the pound back in December. So something I wanted to show off here real quick. These are VHS movies that Brennan's parents actually gave to us a little while ago. We do not have a VHS player at all, but these are all just classic Disney movies, and I just didn't want these to be thrown away or donated or whatever they were going to end up doing with them. But look at all of these movies, and then some GameCube and Wii games back here as well. Just whatever we can do to try to keep us busy. And then also Brennan's dad gave me his old Nintendo PlayStation back here. This is like an original Nintendo. And then also Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. So that's kind of neat. Gotta buy a controller for that though, because I do not think that they found the controller. Now going outside, you can see the sun is starting to set. The sun really eventually finally came out, so that's good. It's nice and warm. The sun is finally hitting my lovely little plants here, so they can hopefully start to grow a little bit. That's nice. So I think we might start getting ready for dinner here in a little bit, or maybe play a game or something like that. I don't really know, but yeah, that's what we're doing. Had a nice conversation with Jorge and Kelly. That was much needed. Okay, so what we're gonna do, Brennan's actually way back there. We're gonna make a couple laps around the apartment. We've been trying to run more just to get exercise that isn't rollerblading, and it's actually been working out really well, so much that I actually got Brennan and myself a couple of these arm straps for our phones so we can listen to music as we're running, and then I use my AirPods and whatnot. But so that's what we're gonna do now while the sun is still more or less up. Probably gonna make about 4 laps around the complex. That's what I've been trying to do. And then we will go inside and have some dinner. All right, so we are all done with our run, and we've showered and made dinner. And for dinner tonight, Brennan made this stuffed bell pepper, I'm pretty sure, right? Mm-hmm. So it has beef in there and goat cheese, I'm pretty sure, and onions, and then it's all on a bell pepper. And then I made us some scallops. Those are some butter pan-seared scallops with some lemon sauce on there. Lemon juice, I suppose. And then we're also enjoying some wine. And then for our entertainment tonight, we're going to be watching an extremely goofy movie because we watched a goofy movie the other day, and we need to watch this one too. Okay, so we just finished an extremely goofy movie. Now we're going to have one of these for dessert. A little ice cream sandwich. Brennan's back over there. Did you like an extremely goofy movie? Where are you? I don't think it was as good as a goofy movie. It didn't have any songs in it comparatively to a goofy movie, but it was still fun. It's one of my favorite sets of movies, I suppose. Just the movies about Goofy. So it was fantastic. This is going to melt. So thank you for hanging out with us today. It was an enjoyable day. Started with a nice rollerblading rant around the apartment complex before it rained, and then it turned into a very rainy day, but relatively productive and enjoyable. Getting to make some delicious food today, getting to talk to Jorge and Kelly. I had a great day today, and this is probably going to negate the 4 laps that I did around the apartment complex, but
just live.
It's really good. Yes, I'm just gonna live, but have a good day. I will see you soon. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.